Yesterday we talked about Diana, right?
Donna, yeah, yes. If by yesterday you mean like a week ago.
Or today, in a roundabout sort of way.
Yeah. Ooh, trippy.
Hey everybody, welcome to Seriously Lighthearted Yoga. Today is not Arms in the Air Day, but
Nope.
Today we are going to be talking about expanding a bit on what we spoke on yesterday, which was Dhyana. And so we're going to talk about establishing your own meditation practice. This is not necessarily separate from all the other practices that we've spoken about, as much as a sort of a subsection, if you want to consider it that. But what are we going to be looking for when we need to practice our meditation, Kai?
Yeah, guys. So when you're looking at establishing a meditation practice, there are a few things that people often say to consider. The first being kind of how you're sitting there. So when you sit down to meditate, you should think about having a nice comfortable seat that you can stay in for like 5 minutes at least, let's say. So that's kind of the starting point, 5 minutes. And then allowing yourself to sit upright in that. So being as upright as possible comfortably, again, without trying to straighten through the natural curves in your spine. So there's that natural curve in your thoracic, the natural curve in your lumbar spine. Those you don't need to straighten through, keep them as they are. But also, from there, that keeping that spine upright will help you stay more awake. That's really the biggest reason why they say in yoga to do that. It allows you to keep the energy moving upward and keeps you awake. And from there, you begin to just loosen everything. I like to think of letting it hang from your spine. So you're sitting upright, you're letting everything else hang. You bring your hands generally to your knees or into your lap, and you just set them there. Then you close your eyes and you begin to focus on whatever it is you're focusing on. And again, to incorporate this as a practice into your yoga, you can begin to, start at a few minutes maybe. Try and hold your concentration on one object, one item, for a few minutes. Again, working on extending that concentration out to the meditative state. And then from there, you can begin to slowly lengthen it, add on a few minutes every week or something. But one thing I would tell you to do is try and make this practice consistent. Of all the practices in yoga, I would say if your meditation practice is consistent, it is the most beneficial. So, trying to do it like at the same time every morning or at the same time every evening, or maybe once in the morning, once in the evening, whatever works for you, but trying to keep it as regular as possible is really something that I'd like to stress, because that will go a long way to helping you deepen your meditation. And you'll find that, like, in the course of a meditation, you'll feel different from each session to the next. And that is actually a part of the learning process, is noticing that you're still meditating, you're still doing the same thing, while you still feel slightly different. You have different thoughts running around your mind, different feelings in your body. And again, it's a learning aspect there. Keeping the consistent scaffolding of the practice allows you to see the subtler aspects that go into each of your practices. So
Allows you to be able to kind of perceive the smaller changes and the smaller adjustments that are being made. Another thing that's important to point out here that Kai spoke about, we're talking about doing this for 5 minutes for,
and then
to start.
Slowly working.
I think it's common a common condition for us to assume when somebody's meditating, they're meditating for hours on end or days, or it's a very daunting task.
Gotta work up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're not talking about doing anything like that. Meditation shouldn't be anything like that. It should be everything that you need it to be. And if you can only meditate for 3 minutes a day,
start there.
Start there. And maybe you've only got a 15-minute block in your day that you can meditate. Build up to that 15 minutes and make sure that you utilize that on a consistent basis, like I was saying. And that will really help you notice the intricate little tweaks that happen every time you do it. So keep it, again, as a kind of a wrap-up, keep it consistent. Make sure that you're sitting upright and comfortably, as Kai said, kind of a cool metaphor. Make sure that everything is kind of draping off your spine. Make sure that your spine is comfortable and upright, but otherwise let everything else kind of relax around it. Make sure that it's consistent, and start slow and build up from there. And as far as you want to go, as far as you have time to go, as far as you can go, why don't you go ahead and do that? But we're not talking about meditating for days right now.
If you want to work up to that, feel free.
But yeah, but that's on you, not us. Again, don't hurt yourself, but give somebody a high five. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or send us an email. The email is available at the end of this video. Subscribe, like, and share. We will see you guys again tomorrow.